Hi, welcome to 2-Minute Writing Tips. I'm Kirsten, and today we conclude our series about plotting out a story by talking about Act 3. To recap, Act 1 is the introduction. Your audience is meeting the main characters and learning about their ordinary world. Act 2 is where the story happens. There's a conflict and some rising action that culminates in some kind of crisis. The hero may suffer a setback of some kind, but ultimately they succeed in their quest. But when the quest is done, the story doesn't just end. The hero has to find their way home, and home really means a new version of reality. Even if the character returns to their ordinary world, this world is different in some way. The character has to have undergone some kind of transformation. Otherwise, what's the point of the story? Act 3 is the character's journey from the main climax to their new ordinary world. But on every journey there are bumps in the road. The crisis may be over, but the path back will not necessarily be smooth. So we want to put in one last wrinkle right over here. We call this the third act twist. Now you have to get the magnitude of this twist just right. It can't be so big that it needs a whole new story arc to solve, but it has to be big enough to create a temporary setback for the character. Once that third act twist has been resolved, it's plain sailing until the end. These last few scenes are where you establish the new normal. You wrap up any remaining storylines. This is important. You don't want your reader to have glaring questions when the story ends. And then we get to the final scene. Don't underestimate the final scene. I did a video about ending a story, which I will link down below. There are few things worse than a brilliantly executed story that has a weak ending. You want your reader to be satisfied with the outcome. You want them to have a clear picture of where your characters are at the end of the story. So now we've plotted out Acts 1, 2, and 3. Next week, I'll show you the next step in the process of planning your story. That's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.